create an undead village, a town, a city, a capital, a tower, or a castle. Well, we just kind of did a castle, so it might be more fun to maybe do a undead capital, maybe. I think that'd be kind of fun. How would we go about like showing a capital for the undead? Like how would that go about? Like a bunch of undead buildings, so we can kind of always think about, oh yeah, we'll get more castles, don't worry, we already did one. So we'll do a undead capital. Maybe we can do another castle, because there's always, castles are always good. We've got an elven one and a human one, so maybe we can do a dwarf castle or an orc castle. So first, let's just go ahead and do our undead capital. Yeah, always capitals, 100%. Okay, cities, castles, more and more. Okay, so undead, I'm going to think about the overall theme that I have. I've got some pits leading to the underworld here, so maybe I don't want to use a pit. Maybe this time I want to do something else. You don't want to go with an armpit, so hey, you want to go something different? We'll go back into fantasy world. Where is that castle? It is located in the armpit. It's one stinky castle. Alright, so I'm going to pick something. Maybe I do like the dark mountain, so those might work well, or maybe a hill might work okay. So maybe let's choose some of these dark hills, and maybe we want to create an arrangement of, oh yeah, many types of undead, ghost, vampire, a wraith. Alright, well, we'll think about our options here. So a capital, I'm going to start with maybe one large structure in the center. So maybe that can be like some kind of like an undead parliament building, or maybe it's like where the souls go to before they move in to the undead capital to kind of get a stamp of approval, like, hey, you're gonna have to go into the silver quarter, hey, you're going into the gold quarter, hey, you're going into the bronze quarter. So maybe we want to create like an administrative building. And so I'll choose a dark mountain first, and I'll put a structure on top of that. And I'm sticking with, it looks like there's a green and purple theme involved. So I've got green here and there's some green here. So I could stick with the green or purple kind of format. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong. I hate a castle that looks like an armpit. Castle anatomy. Woo! So first, I want to make that kind of administrative building, and I might want to choose maybe an elven building, and then maybe change the HSBC on it to what I want. So I think I saw some interesting looking structures like this one right here. This is Elven City. Now it's kind of green and it doesn't really suit well to what I'm. Oh, and there's also one right here too. Oops, I used the same stamp. Got to be careful with that. Let's just use this one. I'm going to flip it so that it's not exactly the same. So I'll flip it with this flip option, and we'll go in and change the hue. Now, I could go with a couple options. I could just remove all the color and just make it gray, or make it kind of an ivory color, maybe by bringing up the brightness if I want. And of course, I'm going to place this on top of here. So all of these are at layer 5. That's not good. Let's start at layer 0. Let's bring this one on top. I'm going to make it fairly large. Let's make it fairly big. Okay. And I'll show you some fun tricks. We're going to put in some interesting, scary looking, maybe change the color of the windows, or maybe even hand paint it. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe add some purple eerie glow coming out of it. But this is like that first section. Now what we can do is do some fun things and maybe have a couple bridges that lead to this centerpiece. So we could have maybe one bridge that leads to this one, and then put in a second bridge on the other side. So maybe we'll have to do it this way. So we'll put in another bridge right here. Let's take it down a layer, and then I'll also bring down this one a layer as well. There we go. And we'll put the bridge right there. Copy, paste, put another bridge right here on this side. And of course, we might want to expand this a little bit more, or put some hills underneath it if you want. Up to you how you want to go about doing it. So I could put maybe some underneath here, like this, if we want, and maybe one in the front like this. Okay. And then you can put like a tower at each end if you wanted to, kind of representing maybe there's some kind of tower with energy that goes in. So we can use those same elven towers. We can use a different one if we want. So maybe use this one. And I will, again, drop that saturation. So it's just that. And the brightness, I think, can go down just a hair. And I'll make it nice and big and put it right up against here like this. Copy, paste it. Another one right here. Copy, paste it. Another one right here. And we'll also copy, paste, and put one more in the back right here like this. So now we kind of have the centerpiece, and then we can have the rest of the town kind of circling around it. And there are a couple ways we can go about this. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and into here. And if I wanted to, I could go in. I'm just going to use this right now as kind of a guide. I'm going to put this at the very bottom. I'm going to change it to gray. I might even want to keep it. It might work actually. So we'll just wait and see. Bring it down. And we'll change the saturation. Change the brightness. We'll bring the brightness down. Okay. All right. I'm just going to kind of use it as a guide for right now. And I'm using it to kind of represent the circular area in which all my buildings are going to go around it. So I'll go back in here. And I think those dwarven buildings will work just fine. And so we can kind of create some houses that kind of ring around. I can delete that circle as well. So I'll put one there, maybe put one smaller one in this corner. And I can also flip and rotate it. So add a couple there. Oopsie, it didn't flip it by that. There we go. All right, and let's go in and add a couple more with that relatively same theme. So I'll go in and add this one, put one here, go a little bit smaller and put one here. Here. All right, just one moment. Let's see what else we have. This one as well. Let's throw these in. One there, one right here, a little bit smaller, and one right there. Okay, let's put it in the background so it's behind. There we go. That way there's a little bit of depth there. Okay, let's go ahead and copy, paste, put this one in the back. Let's go up a layer. There we go. So push that in the back. And I'm going to go ahead and delete that whirlpool. I just wanted to make the structures kind of go around it. I can actually throw them in, put them in. I don't really need the circle. I'll just bring them nice and close to the bottom of the hill. There we go, put that one there. Oopsie, I realized these are all at -5. That's a problem. So we'll fix that real quick. There we go. So we'll put one in here. Don't really care for the way that I did it before. Things are going to change, by the way. If you don't like something, just change it. It's just normal. We'll put one there, one here. Okay, so we kind of have our capital right here with our structure. So we can throw some interesting things on top if we wanted to. If you want, we could. Let's take a look at what our options are. Now, normally, I don't recommend crossing styles, but there is some things that you can do. Let me just take a look at my options first. Maybe I want to put, let's see here. Let me just think for a moment how I want to go about doing this. I could put some interesting things on here. Let me go through the style and just see if there's something that I'm looking for. One moment. Let's take a look. I might want to put something on top of those towers just for something fun. Hello, Dragon Dreams and Squirrels. Welcome. Glad that you are here, by the way. Awesome. Yay, the more the merrier, right? Yippee! Okay, let's take a look here. Just take a gander at our options here. Okay, well, we might switch over to fantasy battle maps. I'm going to do something I don't normally do, which is switch, but sometimes it's okay to do it. If you just type in skull, we are dealing with the undead, and we don't have a lot of skulls and stuff like that. We don't have any for this style, so it's okay to throw in maybe a couple. So maybe I'll throw in a skull or two to kind of give it that undead feel to it. So let's just take this skull right here, and I can put one maybe in the center. Let's just go bring it up to the front, and I'm going to desaturate it as well, so that way it's not kind of, it fits in with the rest of the stamps because it's saturated, desaturated, sorry. I'm going to change the shadow to where the shadow is just directly underneath of the stamp, so it looks like it's popped out more. So I'll just bring the shadow down underneath, and that way it looks like it's popping out. So you have that skull there, and we maybe want to put a couple more, maybe one on each tower. I'll just turn off the shadow and just put it right on the top. Oopsie. Let's go in one. There we go. Let's just actually make it fairly large. There we go. Now we have a nice skull on top of each tower. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Heck yeah, now we're getting into the undead here. What's happening? There we go. Okay. All right, I think that looks okay. You can throw in some dead trees too. Like you could even circle the whole thing with some dead trees. I mean, it's the undead, right? So you can throw in some dead tree. I think I might have to switch styles because I'm in Fantasy Battle Map 2.0. Let's go with Fantasy World. And I'll go ahead and ring. Oopsie, making all these loud noises. Just throw in a tree here like this, and I'll just kind of create a line like this, going around. Oopsie, and I might have to select all those and put them back in the background. So, boop, boop, boop. There we go. Okay, put in a couple right here. Oopsie, that is the path tool. I don't know why I'm doing that, but okay. All right, I'm gonna throw in some clusters and throw in some randos. Oopsie, that should be in the front because you want them to overlap in the front. So we'll put a couple in there, one here against here. Throw in just a couple. Oopsie, not on the actual thing. Naughty, naughty. Okay, and we'll put them in the back like this. We'll go back a layer. There we go. Okay. And then you can throw in all your texturing and everything underneath. I'm going to rando delete a couple. I don't want to make a perfect ring of trees to where it kind of looks unnatural. I do want just a little bit. There we go. Just delete a couple so there's some gaps. I'll delete that one. There we go. So you got some gaps there. We're going to go ahead and select it all, increase the size like this. And we want to stick with the purple and the green theme. So I'm going to take a path. I'm going to apply it. And I think with this arrangement, there's some dark gray in here. So I think purple might be the right color for us to choose. So let's choose a purple color, a little bit darker. I'm going to change it to normal for now. And I'm going to add a purple shadow. And we'll go with that one instead. So add a little purple shadow. And I'm also going to decrease the size and bring it all the way up to +5. Now I'm going to go in and kind of just fill in some of the windows with some purple, like this. And even some of the arches, like if you want, you could have purple arches going inside here like this. We'll go quickly fill these in. I don't want to take too long. Purple works well with the white and the gray. So we'll just do a couple of these. Let's put some right here and this one as well. I'm not going to worry about making it perfect, but at least you've got some different color scheme. I do think the white and gray works well with purple. So let's add in there. Add in a little bit more here. I'll probably even put some emanating out of the doors as well. And then finally out of the skulls of coming out of the eyeballs and then maybe connecting to the main tower. So that might be kind of fun. So we'll do that as well. There we go. So we add some purple there. And I see a couple more arches. I can add them in. A couple here, one here, here, and even these large arches if you want. Up to you. How you want to go about it. Okay, there we go. Just paint it in properly. There you go. Okay, so now you have, oopsie, there's a couple more actually. One right here. My bad. Okay, so now we have some purple in there. Added that. I'm gonna change the width. Let's go like this, just see how it looks. And I'm going to maybe have some purple coming out of the eyeballs and then maybe connecting into the center eyeball here. So that way it kind of represents, like maybe there's like a force field where only the dead can enter this place. So if you were to go through the field, you would just die instantly and then become a part of maybe this undead city. So up to you. I mean, capital. So how you want to go about it. So me personally, I think a little kind of electricity field going around it will be a nice addition. So I'll start with these eyeballs first, and then just have like crackling undead energy kind of just going over to the next kind of eyeball. And so you can do a couple of them, maybe one going over to this one going over to this one going over to here. Just keep adding a couple more. And so you're kind of just creating this crackling energy that kind of leads over to the city. And you don't have to add this stuff if you don't want to. If you feel like it's too much, it doesn't look right, you don't have to add it. Totally up to you. And I'm going to add one more thing just to spice it up. And I'm going to take a rug and strike from the fantasy battle map style. And we did the same thing by making a force field around one of the elven stamps. So I'll show you how to go about that. So you'll notice quickly around this city right here, we create, or this castle, we created a force field. Well, we're maybe going to want to create some kind of undead barrier that goes around this one as well. So I'll just place it like this right on top. I'm going to go to the highest layer. So I'll go up like this. And I'm going to change the hue to purple. So I'll find the hue, get that purple I want. And I'm just going to go ahead and change the blend mode. So I'll go with darken. We can go with multiply, color burn, lighten. And we'll just go through the various ones until we find one that looks fairly interesting. I like that lighten one. That's trippy. There's screen, color dodge. Let's just go through our various options here. Overlay, soft light. And we'll just go through a bunch and see which one looks the most interesting. Ooh, I like the green. That's kind of trippy too. Ooh, that hue is actually kind of cool. I kind of like that. Let's go to transform and change the height a little bit. So that way it's a little bit more, not too perfectly circular, but a little bit more oval. I'll put that down right here like this. There we go. Awesome. So now you have like a purple kind of field. It kind of goes around it, and you have some purple paths. Now we can select all those purple paths if we want and maybe change them up. So I'll just go ahead and press the Alt key and select each one of these paths, and we can go through the blend modes. So let me just go through the various blend modes, and maybe there'll be some better colors. So let's just throw them in here. Overlay, hard light. Let's just go through the various ones. See what looks good. Oh, oh, hey, that looks kind of cool. But I do like that one. That looks nice. Okay. And there's also these ones as well. Let's select these ones. And I'm going to change the blend mode to one that looks kind of nice. Multiply. Okay, lighten. Oop, that won't work. Color dodge. Let's just go through the various options here. I can't tell you how awesome blend modes are. Absolutely fantastic. Use them. Overlay. Let's go with normal. I think it's okay. Let's go with normal. All right. I don't think there's anything else to add here. I think overall this looks okay. You could probably add a couple more items, but you get the general idea. You know, you want to get some character. Again, like the theme is undead, so I went with skulls. Kind of went with a centerpiece to represent like the Hall of the Dead, where maybe souls go to register to go to which quarter, because we seem to have 4 bridges leading to each tower, and so this capital is split into quarters. So you could add in more structures into each quarter, even give each quarter a theme. So up to you. Like maybe there's you want to go, this is where good alignment people go when they die. This is bad alignment. This is neutral alignment. This is, you know, pure evil. Whatever undead, Hades, Underworld, Elysium, you know, theme you want to go with. Up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and group this. This is an undead capital. So I'll press the group, or just press G key